Here's the perfect Upwork letter structure that's helped me earn over $500,000 as a freelancer on Upwork and also freelancing outside of Upwork. And it's a very basic structure. It's something that's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. I'm going to give you all of these tips, but let's first talk about the problems with cover letters. You're probably familiar with the process. You've got to find a job, and then when you apply for that job, you have an option to write a cover letter. And it's an option, but what I had done through my freelance career on Upwork was to write a cover letter for every single job. And I customized each and every one specifically to the client. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to have a 100% success rate with the structure. I certainly didn't. It's just the way of the world. It's just the way that the process works. We sometimes have a winning cover letter. Sometimes the clients are off doing their own thing. Sometimes they put up the job and they forget about it. Sometimes they're not really hiring. There's things that are going to happen, right? You're not going to have success on every single application that you put in or every single proposal you give out. But when you're writing a cover letter, there is a structure that's kind of easy to follow, that's simple, that has worked for me and I think would work for you. When you read through the proposal by the client or the job post by the client, make a mental note or even take notes on a piece of paper or in a notepad or something and write down some of the keywords that they've mentioned, write down some of the things that they're requesting, write down the timing of when they're asking for. And if they have a link to their website or a link to their profile or something, go find the client online. Go do a LinkedIn search or a Google search or a YouTube search. Like, go find them on Instagram. Go figure out a little bit about their life, about their business. Don't be a stalker. Don't be weird. But definitely go check out like what they're doing, especially about their business and as it relates to the task that they want done or the project that they want done. And then use this basic structure. So first, you're going to say hi. Like, very simple. It's a cover letter. It's named letter. Means it has an opening, which is a hello, and it has a closing, which is usually a kind regards with a signature or something to that nature. So from your hi, you're going to say something about the job. Don't say anything about you. Say something about the job, right? Put a statement that says, and this is the line that I used a lot was, thank you so much for putting this position up on Upwork. I'm happy to respond to you and help you with this project in whatever way I can. You could be a little bit more specific by saying, thank you for putting this job about blah, 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 whatever the job title is. I'm happy to help you with this project, and you could use the specific headline of the actual project. Full stop. I'm happy to propose to you my solutions to getting this work done, or something to that nature. Say thank you for putting up the job and something that says that you're happy to propose and you're happy to be talking to them. So it's kind of an indication, it's a signal to them that one, you've read the post, and second, it's a signal that you have empathy. You're grateful to them. And then you're happy to be working with them is it makes them feel like you're anticipating the work. Not from a desperate point of view, but from an appreciation point of view. Then you can go into a little bit of detail about the post. So you can say, John, I've noticed that you're looking for X, Y, and Z specific skills or specific results or specific benefits working with somebody on Upwork. And I think that I could fulfill this role in this way. And then you can go into a little bit of detail what your process is to complete those things. If they're looking specifically for a graphic designer to do thumbnails using Canva, then you could say, yes, I have a Canva account. I've been working with Canva for over 9 or 10 years, whatever the case may be. And you've designed thumbnails for your own YouTube channel, for other YouTube channels, and maybe give them some references of YouTube channels that you've worked on, or maybe just link to a Google Drive folder where they can go and see the thumbnails that you've done. So not only have you answered their request, but you've also given examples. Giving examples or giving sort of a mini portfolio in your cover letter can help you as well. Then I would say, on top of the experience that you've already mentioned, you could say what some of your skills are against what they've requested. If they've put maybe a list of tasks or list of things, projects maybe that they have in that job description, then you could say, hey, like I can help you with this, and this, but I'm not as skilled with this certain thing. Or you could maybe give them a rating. Say, yes, I'm really efficient at the first 3 things, but then the last 2 things is not my zone of genius, but I'm willing to learn. Or maybe you don't have experience editing videos in Descript, but you tell them that, hey, I've opened up a Descript account and I'm playing around with the tool and I'm learning the tool to figure it out. Especially if you're a beginner, being honest and open about your experience is very, very important. So that's kind of the first step, is let them know what your experience is. You can say things like how long you've been working as a graphic designer. You could say that you had similar roles or a role that maybe leads nicely into this role that you're asking for. And you can let them know. It's a signal to them that you are capable, you have some credibility, you have some experience. If you're linking examples, it's showing direct examples of what they are looking for, or maybe helps them them make a judgment call on whether or not you can actually do the work for them, and that your style, especially graphic design and video editing and creative projects like writing and copywriting, people are looking for a certain style, not just that you can do the work, but they're looking for examples. They're looking for a tone, they're looking for a vibe, they're looking for a fit in terms of who they are and who you are. So you want to be able to signal that in your cover letter. And then, the last piece I would say was be the last paragraph is ask a question, or, prompt them with something to get them to the next step. So something like, hey, when are you available for an interview? I'm available next week, Tuesday or Thursday at this time. Would you be willing to talk to me on an interview? Or you ask them, hey, when are you willing to make a decision on this position? I'm available at the moment, and I'd appreciate if you could interview me for this project. At the end of the cover letter, you could ask a question, and the question is designed to prompt them with the next step. So it's a sales technique, but it doesn't have to be salesy. It doesn't have to be icky or weird. What you can do is ask them, like, if this is a job that you really, really want, you could say to them, hey, when are you available for an interview? I'm available next Tuesday or Wednesday, or I'm available in the next couple of hours, or I'm available tomorrow. You don't have to sound too desperate, but you also want to give them an indication that, hey, you're kind of busy, or you have availability at certain times, because that might be a question in their mind. If they see a lot of jobs on your profile, then that might signal to them like, hey, you're not, you're quite busy and maybe you don't have time for them. So that's something you might maybe want to look at. But definitely asking them when they're available for an interview gives them a thing that, like, it's a request. Another question you could ask is, when are you ready to get started, right? You could also ask them, hey, when are you looking to close out or find somebody to work with for this role, if there isn't something stipulated in the job description? Because what that's going to do is it's going to question them or prompt them with timing in terms of when do they want to start this thing. A lot of times on Upwork, things are urgent. They want things now. They want to find somebody immediately because maybe they're rushing, or they're, just limited on time, or they have a deadline. And so you want to prompt them with a time question so that you can get them moving along the process. And a question also indicates to them that you're looking for an answer. It's human behavior that if somebody asks a question, you're going to respond, right? And so that's what you're trying to do in the cover letter. And then next, just say, looking forward to hearing back from you. This one line, looking forward to hearing back from you, or I really look forward to talking to you soon, again, is a signal that you're excited, that you're anticipating work, and you really want to help them. You really genuinely want to help them. And then lastly, sign off with your name and close out your letter. So notice how this letter is not long. It's not detailed. It can be, depending on what specs you want to talk about, but it doesn't have to be lengthy, because remember, people don't have much time. Format your letter so that it's easy to read, that the sentences are short, that there's paragraph spaces. It's okay if your letter's long in size, but the sentences must be short and must have a lot of space between paragraphs so that you can make it easy for them to read it. Make it easy for them to consume what you're saying, because maybe they're going through 50, 100 applicants. And if you can stand out in that way by formatting properly, saying things in this structure, it's going to help you win more work. I do this using email. I do this on Upwork. I do that with clients, even sometimes in a WhatsApp message where it's like certain things that we need to be discussing, and I'll open up with this kind of a structure because it just helps everybody move forward. I hope that helps you. If you're thinking about up-leveling your Upwork skills, or if you're thinking about how you can just avoid some of the pitfalls and make sure that you're doing things right on Upwork, I have a free download. It's a PDF called The Do's and Don'ts of Upwork, and that's going to guide you in terms of what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. Check out the link in the description to get that. And if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. It indicates to me that this is valuable to you. And let's see you in the comments. Check out the description, and I'll see you soon.